Hello everybody and welcome back to the Black Reliquary. Alrighty, so I wanted to start this episode off a little bit strangely, and not by the introduction song. So, in the previous one, when I was a little bit salty, I reverted to ASMR Shadow. Because I was a little bit mad, and when I tend to get a little bit mad, I tend to just lower my voice to either a whisper or I do not say anything at all. So a couple of you did not like the ASMR, so I don't want to make you guys uncomfortable, so I went ahead and asked around. I asked in the Shadow Council Discord, which you should totally join. It's on the profile banner of my channel. Basically, what the consensus was to me doing that voice every now and again. And what I essentially got, combined with the comments, is basically just save it for special events. Save it for things like, for example, sub-specials. One of the recommendations I got was, well, rather than doing that, why don't you use the text-to-speech voice? I don't think I'm going to do that, but yeah. Just wanted to bring that up. So I'll try not to do that again if I do end up getting a little bit angry. But the plan holds firm. I did get a couple of tips as for what I should do, as well as a couple people laughing at my horrible misfortune. But here is what, well, I have decided. We are going to be keeping this team. The armor piercing of the shield breaker is just phenomenal. Not to mention being able to block 2 attacks is really solid. The Flagellant, even though he will have a little bit of a tougher time actually applying the bleed, I think when he does apply the bleed, it is going to be so useful to the point where it kind of undoes the downside of barely being able to land it, because when it does land, it's going to do as much, if not more damage than some of our normal attacks. Especially when you pair it up with the extra bleed chance from Suffer, which is a little bit of a double-edged sword, a little bit of a loaded gun, you could say, because we're going to be constantly taking damage. However, we are going to be able to do a lot of damage to them. So it's definitely a little bit scary. The Highwayman is also going to be running with Open Vein, not only because it adds to more bleed synergy, but because it adds to more bleed synergy, as well as the Highwayman just being really solid, and, worst case, if the party gets shuffled, he can duelist advance and potentially shuffle with the Vestal. The Shield Breaker can potentially shuffle, and so they'll be able to move each other back into place. Whereas the Flagellant is the only one who I would say would really struggle from a shuffle, because the Highwayman can only move forward unless he's in the first position. So I'm thinking what could happen. Okay, let's say we get shuffled, and the team looks something like this. So what we would do, we would just go for a Pierce on the Shield Breaker. We go for the Duelist Advance, had to remember what it was called, on the Highwayman. And then we, let's say go for Serpent Sway, and then another Duelist Advance, well, bam. Okay, but now the Flagellant is still in the final position. So, unfortunately, the Flagellant in that situation would have to spend a turn potentially moving forward like this, and then we can just sit the Highwayman here and either go for Open Vein, we can go for Tracking Shot if we haven't already. Potentially we could put on Grape Shot Blast, because it does hit 3 of them. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it has the potential to give us more crit chance as well. So I'm kind of thinking there is a world where this can work, and then obviously these 2 positions don't matter too much because she's going to be shuffling a lot. So all in all, I think that's my plan. It has really good... It has mediocre shuffle synergy to where we won't have to spend too many turns just getting back into position. These 2 should be able to reposition almost completely, but it will still need a little bit of fine-tuning. She's going to be able to expiate things, which the Flagellant can then do extra damage against if they're in the first 2 positions. He is going to be able to potentially go for a really big nuke if we do get into the situation where we have to point-blank shot. Like, for example, let's say another shuffle happens, and it's something like that. He goes, bam, point-blank shot. She goes, bam, pierce. And then, next turn, we go, open vein into potentially a guard break. And then we go pierce, boom. Everyone's back in the position they want to be. So overall, I think it should be good, especially because we're going to put on the, where are they? The armor-piercing vial onto the Highwayman. That way he's able to deal with the armor targets a little bit more. We're going to put the bleed amount on the Flagellant, and I also think we're going to put on That Which Watches for the extra debuff chance as well as the accuracy. Because you'll notice, minus bleed resist, debuff chance. Minus bleed resist, debuff chance. So, kind of important. This might be what we roll with unless we get something better. I'm thinking we can just do an accuracy stone on him. We can do thieving gloves here, and then we can do accuracy stone. And then on the Vestal, we could do like the rusty buckle combined with the slippery boots. Right? Something like that. At least that's the going theory right now. We'll see what happens, but I want to tell you my plan because it's probably going to go wrong regardless. I'm probably going to misplay, but at least the plan is there. The dungeon might have been a little bit scary, but you know what isn't scary? By the way, we're definitely not doing those 3 rooms. Here's what's not scary. 17.5k gold. 10k from the mission. 9 matach from the mission. 24 matach from, you guessed it, the mission. 8 salvage jewelry and 8 valor mark. We also got the sharpening sheath, which not only does it give us extra crit chance for melee skills, but it also gives us a 40% buff on the Highwayman's bleed. We also get 3 level 3s and almost a 4th. Fumbling, well, something had to ruin it. Night Owl, could be fine. Unbalanced, no. Headache, debuff and mark resist, okay. Almost perfect. Other than that and that. I just had my mind blown by Mr. Narrator. You're telling me it's not the Levantine, it's Levantine? Nobody told me the correct way to pronounce it all this time? Maybe that's because Levantine is just, the superior Chad way of saying... No, I'm just kidding. Well, you learn something new every day. In this episode, we learned that the Levantine is pronounced Levantine. Levantine I don't know if I'm going to be able to break saying it now. I mean, through 2 2/3 of Black Reliquary patches, I've been calling them the Levantine. But it's been Levantine this entire time? Oh, that's gonna be a bad one to break. Anyway, we're just doing gold runs. Okay, so, I know we're cutting around a lot. I have been messing around with the Pure Amber Core. And I gotta be honest, against the Levantine, I don't like it at all. it's really clunky and not that rewarding. Now, it might be different against some of the other enemies. However, versus the Levantine, it's really weak. And it's very easily countered. Now, of course, I did take the heavy boring augment, which does give us minus crit, but it has the upside of bypassing guard, which I figured would be pretty solid against them. But I don't know. I mean, I gotta be honest, it really quickly scales out of control and not in your favor. And this is after camping, too. So, I don't know. I think they just are a mixture of too tanky with too much sustain for this to really work. Now, likewise, that's also a reason it doesn't work well against the Troglodytes, is because they don't technically have a lot of sustain, but they're so tanky that you're going to scale up that overheat extremely fast. So it's kind of like, you know, maybe it'll be good against the 4th faction whenever that releases. And maybe it's good against the, oh man, what are they called? The desert people, the barbarian types. I can't remember what they're called at the Wildlanders. That's it. Maybe it's good against the Wildlanders, but versus the Levantine, it's really just not that good. Like, debatably worse than against the Troglodytes. So, yeah, I'm not exactly feeling it. Our cultist is dead. Rip. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely not feeling it. I think it could be a little bit better, maybe? But I don't really know how you'd buff it. That's just a nice casual 12 damage we took because we overheated. Like, being able to reset your heat and, quote, stay in mech mode forever is a very, very cool thing, and it's also a very, very cool concept. I also think it's awesome how you actually change your appearance. I'm not even gonna pretend to understand how they got that voodoo magic working. But, yeah, I don't know. I've been using it for a little bit now. I just don't like it very much. I think it could be better. Or, you know, maybe I'm not using it right. But I kind of figured the Amber Blight synergy on this team would be pretty high, considering we have the Occultist who has the Amber Blight, obviously. The Judicator who can stun if they're Amber Blighted and does more damage if they're Amber Blighted. And then we do, it doesn't say here, but we do extra damage versus Amber Blighted. We can Amber Blight ourselves, and then we can do a really big boom to potentially finish someone off. So in theory, it sounds really solid. In practice, though, maybe not. So, I don't know. Maybe I just need to figure it out a bit more, because that's impressive damage. 26 damage against Rakasha is actually, like, legit. 42 crit heal, that is also legit. But, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just need more practicing. Maybe I need to try it out against the Wildlanders and see if that hits the mark a little bit more. But against the Levantine, Also, Okay. I know we've been showing off a lot of farming. However, that is an important part of this mod. You are going to have to farm, especially because them level 3 dungeons, they're tough. So, I mentioned, I believe in the first update, that I was not going to use character patches. I was going to save character patches until we've actually played through the entirety of the mod, which obviously the mod is not done yet, but until we played through the entirety of the mod and experienced, well, it, as it was intended to be played. However, I had a couple of my viewers go out of their way to make me something, and I would be a complete jerk if I did not use it and give them an excellent shout out for going through that much trouble for me. So, yeah, we're using a modded character. Maybe you know who she is, maybe you don't. If you've been with this channel for a long time, you know that she has a little bit of an important part in it. Lilith has come to help us out. Look at that. Lilith is here to help. Oh, no. So, yeah, I had 3 viewers all work very diligently to, get Lilith working for Black Reliquary. It is not a public patch. They quite literally made it specifically for me. So I do want to give them a shout out, and then I also want to go over a couple things about Lilith very quickly before before everyone hates me. So, the 3 people I want to shout out is Gas Mask Dave. He was the head dev of this expedition. Uno+4 Chad, who was another helm on the ship, and Caustic Samurai, who was the final helm. All 3 of them worked very hard to make this a thing. So now, I need to say this. I do very, very much appreciate a Lilith patch that was made exclusively for me. However, there is an issue. It is Lilith, so I know, or at least I've heard in passing, the Black Reliquary devs do not want any anime mods in Black Reliquary, which, see, the anime mods are a bit unbalanced, and that's saying it lightly. But, here's what I'm gonna say. Because they put so much time into this Lilith patch for me, I would be a complete a-hole to not use it. So here's my rule for Lilith. We are not going to use Lilith on boss missions. Lilith will not come to any of the Troglodyte boss missions. So she basically is going to take a stand and say, hey, you know that boss battle? Not gonna do it. Now, as far as bosses we've already defeated, I might do that. We'll see. But for the moment, Lilith has absolutely no plans to touch the caverns. So don't worry. She's not just gonna blow through bosses. She might blow through the Levantine bosses because, well, we've already defeated them. And I might take her to Exposed Interior just to help me gold farm. But other than that, she is not going to get any boss use. And, yeah. So, from what I understand, it was a little bit of a rocky thing to make. So, they also had a name they wanted me to give her, and that name is my own. So, Shadow Lilith is now here. Apparently, I am a succubus, but that's fine. So, as far as farming goes, now that we've got through the Lilith stuff, and I've made it very, very clear, we are not going to be taking her to caverns bosses, or maybe the caverns at all. Here's what we've got. We have quite a few level 3s. Their talents are not level 3, which I was recommended by Raytel that we need level 3 gear, level 3 skills, level 3 heroes. We gotta be good to go. They ensured that if you're going into a level 3 dungeon and you're not fully level 3, you're gonna have a bad time, which we saw. 15 to 30 damage on the pistol? Holy crap. So, we have more than a few level 3s, although we have just been trying to stack up some gold so that we can more easily, upgrade our people. I'd say a lot of our characters are looking pretty good. And then, of course, we do have quite a few level 2s. But all in all, we're looking really solid. So I'm thinking very, very shortly, we are going to attempt to beat that boss once and for all. Because it's just been sitting there for so long, and I want to defeat it. And we're going to, after a tiny bit more farming. What do you mean Lilith doesn't fit? She fits just fine. I don't see anything wrong about her. Look, she's completely fine. Look, see, she even has a little tint over her. You know what that means? That means she fits just fine. Ah! See? Look at that damage. That's perfectly balanced. See? Look at that. See? She's completely fine. She has no problems fitting in, especially when Blight does that much damage. Ow. Look, it's completely fine. Oh my god. It's totally fine. Look. Look, to be fair, her damage isn't actually as high as some of the enemies, so you know what? That right there. That says it all. That she's perfectly balanced, and everything is fine. See, look at that. That's some balanced... Wow, okay. She actually isn't doing that much damage. Okay, yeah, this really is a balanced patch. I was kind of thinking that she would still do like 1,000,000 damage, but no, she's actually doing fine. Oh my god! Can we not die while I'm trying to show off Lilith? Bleed them dry. Oh, man, I forgot how hard they hit. Be gone with you! No one likes you. You're like totes annoying. Don't do it. Okay. Can't go for Iron Swan, so I mean, or what's it called? Steel Falcon. Oh, you hate to see it. By the way, here are okay, well, she has 300% stun resistance right now because she just got stunned, but like, it seems relatively okay. Like, can't really be marked, can't be diseased, 50% death blow. Deals with traps pretty easily. Very, very susceptible to bleed and blight, and a little bit susceptible to movement. Yeah. I mean, obviously she is an anime mod, so at the end of the day she can't be perfectly balanced, but oh my god! We took the blight from ourselves! We took our own blight! Oh no! We took our own blight! Oh, wow. That's crappy. Oops. Little bit of counter synergy there. Oh, we're doing this to ourselves. Hey, can I... Oh, I can't use Wine of Arrogance here. I was gonna say, can I just get a little bit of healing off you? But no, apparently not. No, it took the bleed too! Oh my god. We've countered ourselves. The thieving gloves. Do not use thieving gloves if you have someone who does a dot, apparently. Oh no. We're gonna take so much damage. Oh no. Hang on, wait. Why didn't I cure it with battlefield medicine? Or did I not have the opportunity? Am I just stupid? I might be stupid. We'll see. I feel stupid. Okay, boom, 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 boom. We'll be fine. Oh, I was kind of banking on us taking the damage so I could just bring us off death's door. But okay, that works too. You know what? I guess yeah, we'll camp then. And we'll just get rid of it the old-fashioned way. Good as new. Wow. That could have been bad. We don't have to worry about nighttime ambush. 4/1. We'll just cure it. And then we'll wound care. And then we will stress heal. And then stress heal again. And then find supplies. 2 food. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. The game... No, my own stupidity immediately punished me by bringing Lilith. Game's like, oh, you want to bring Lilith into our territory, do ya? Well, then you shall see what happens to them, their enemy girls. You'll see what happens to a succubus in a land of pure women. Your temptation has no power here. You know what? Let's get rid of that. Also, good to know, the Wildlanders are still, like, by far the hardest faction, I think. In terms of just raw damage, anyway. Alright, let's see. 48%, I mean... Dang it. Alright, that's fine. Wah! Nope, missed both. Well, I'm glad that got balanced around. Except for her whole wall ethereal, she can't take damage thing. That's still pretty good. Well, it's supposed to be while she's stealthed, but she's not stealthed anymore. Couldn't actually tell you why. Blight. Dang it. Backside cleaver. Arsenal flurry. Yeah, this is going fine. I have no problems with this. Death. Flying guillotine. Hey, look at that. Can't whine of arrogance, anybody. Or can we? No. Just get damage? Yeah, that works. And then we mark. And then we... Boom! 3 damage! And we did... Wait, did we take the mark? Wait, did we steal the mark? Oh my god, she's countering herself so badly. Wait. Hang on. Oh no, does the thieving gloves go off before her own attack does? I think that's why she's like not doing any damage. Oh yeah. And now we're nice and marked for them. Ooh. See? Look. The game doesn't have to be balanced. I'll unbalance it in my own negative favor myself. I'll make the game harder on myself purely by being an idiot. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe that. And none of them are bleeding still. So you know what? Here we go, here we go. Big hit. Watch, here we go, here we go. You ready for this? 2 to 15, boys. Here we go! That's like a mid-roll. Alright. Bleeding. You know what that means? We can do the Lilith stack. Or wait a minute, do we? No, it's on melee hit. Okay, we're good. Lilith cannot hit this Reaver anymore. Yeah, Lilith legit just can't hit this Reaver anymore. She'll take 26 freaking damage. Alright, Wine of Arrogance. It's time for a stack. We took the freaking bleed. Okay, no, we still got our stack, though. Okay, we're fine. See? It's fine. I thought... Oh. Wait, no. Is that a melee? Oh, it doesn't show up here. Okay, but next time we see it, we'll take a look. Ah! Balanced Lilith? I've never seen anything crazier. How can you give me a balanced Lilith? This is... How could you do that to your boy? No, it's fine. I would prefer her be balanced, which it seems like she is. Obviously, she still has Lilith things, but yeah, looking good. Speaking of looking good, that is a lot of health recovered. But yeah, that's Lilith. Just wanted to show that off a little bit. So, Wine of Arrogance is a melee? What? Why is it a melee? That doesn't make sense. Well, that sucks. Yeah, it's a wee bit unfortunate. Oh, freaking. Oh, that is so... Yeah, last room. Oh, well. A soul for a soul. We've traded one character so that we may have another. Actually, I think that's our only death while we've been farming. Woo! That was the biggest hit so far. And she's still not dead. Okay. Whoa! Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. Die. Okay, well, what was that? A triple crit? Easy. What can I say? Yeah, shame we lost a character, though. Yeah, that kind of sucks. Hey, secret room? Nope. Alright. Pretty good amount of goodies. Does suck we lost such a good Hellion. Soft, that doesn't matter. Cheerful, that's fine. Nausea, kind of sucked. Okay, well, you know, it's soul for a soul. We trade our Hellion, we get Lilith. Oh, almost got through the entire dungeon without encountering a sandworm. Unfortunately for us, our luck would run out at some point. Alright. Well, we have a giant worm in our way. So, there's nothing else to do. Except for to kill it. Let it die. And only then will we know that we are free. Ember Blight. Okay. XP8. Start racking up that damage as quickly as we can. Get those shields up because you're gonna need it. Ember Subsurface approach. Okay, he's already doing a croc thing, so we can't hit him. So, try and take out his little goons. Crush him. Don't stun. Okay, good. Unfortunately, this is the one time that... Okay, why does this happen? So, 14 speed. 16 speed. Flagellant went first. I don't understand why that happens. It feels like it happens more in Black Reliquary than it did in the main game. It could just be me misremembering, but I feel like I've been seeing it more here than in the base game. I don't know, but it certainly feels that way. Sickening Spew. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't hurt too much. Earthen Eruption. Okay, well, good for us. It did miss. 26 damage, bro, what? Are you kidding me? Man, I wish we had Exsanguinate right about now. Okay, let's think this out. Go for the stun. We do land the stun. Okay. I think we gotta go full risk here. Full risk. Okay. Okay. Hit shield. Nah. Well, that's not the shield breaker. Oh, he's gonna die to his own bleed. Oh, and that's shuffle. We are in such a bad spot. There will be no blood left for leeches. I'm not worried about the leeches right now. I'm worried about the giant worm. Well, gotta do it. Whoa. Okay. Third expiate. Just try and get as much background healing as we can possibly get. It feeds. Okay. Dead to expiate. Okay. Luckily, he did end up missing. I think he heals us next time he attacks. Crash him. Dead. Didn't get the heal off him, but you know what? It's a person out of the fight, so I'm willing to accept that. We gotta get rid of this bleed. I know that technically debuffs him, but we have to get rid of the bleed. It is getting a little bit too dangerous. Amber Bola. The Falls of Devilry. Okay, a little bit of healing for us. We have to move him forward. I'm gonna take out his buddy, and now we're free to go for him. Yeah, if we had the bleed, we have a very high chance to die here. Actually, heal? Haha! Okay. Blight. Oh, it actually landed? Oh, wow. All right. I'm fine with that. How about a little more? Yeah, that one did land. Who could have seen that one coming? Get as much of a heal as we possibly... Ooh, you know what? We should have gone for the XP8. That was a mistake. We should have gone for the XP8. It would have made our punish deal more damage. It feasts. 69. However, rapturous. Okay. In this fragile, broken flesh, infinite strength. Hey, how about a little heal? Is he dead? 24-10. No. Not dead. Extra blight didn't land. He survives with 2 health. Dang it. I wanted to get a little bit more healing, but didn't work out for us. That's fine. We got through the freaking lesser sandworm. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah. Okay, so for prep round, basically, he's gonna be a little weakened. Please don't be another one. Oh, I've never been so thankful to see swarmers before. Uh-oh. Whose will is more righteous? Oh, that's... the crit heal's cool, but that sucks. Call of the Caverns. So be it. By the way, I should have gone with the armor piercing, but I went a little bit more defensive with the rusty buckle. More armor piercing for the shield breaker probably would have been better though, but hey, you know, whatever happens. At least I can fall back on I should have taken the other trinket. Okay, let's make him take a little bit more damage. He's going to be our little source of healing. Amber Bola. Staggering force. Why does he have such little movement resistance? Goodness gracious. Goodness gravy. Oh my god. Ow. Yeah, that was, ow. That kind of hurt. Minus 20%. Oh, because of unbalanced. Ah. Yeah, that would do it. Unbalanced, yeah. That would do it. Get the damage. Heal. Yep, gotta get that healing wherever we can. Subterranean discharge. Don't do it. You stinky. You smell. Big smell. Bad. Bad smell. Oh man, that death blow resistance is a little bit high. It is a little bit on the high side. We do take one of them out. Ha! Ignore their protection. Strike at where their weakness. Their little underbelly. Oh, didn't bleed. Unfortunate. Okay. Go for a group heal. Everybody gets a little bit of healing. Sickening Spew, we could just cure that.
Ah, I am blighted. Oh, this burden cannot be set aside.
Well, alrighty then. I suppose you could just blight out then. Stick up.
Okay, there goes one Aegis. We still have one more.
Ow.
Yep.
Got him.
Ah! You dare strike the Holy Bearer. You will pay.
Yeah, obviously we're not going to land the blight on them, but that's okay. By the way, the main reason I even took the blight on 2 of them was in case we ran into anything humanoid or potentially the Carvatst or, you know, anything of that nature. Obviously, we haven't, but, you know, it was a just-in-case measure. Can you just die? You know what? Cure that. 18, 12, 20, 16, 12. Okay. We can... Oh, yeah. I'm glad I went for the group heal.
Let us be done with this rabble.
How are you still faster?
What? I guess the other one's speed is quicker than ours? Oh my god. And there goes all of our healing. Oh, I got some of it back at least, but... Can you just, like, die? Okay. Ugh. Here. There you go. Oh, yeah. Boss time. First time we've ever actually made it to the freaking boss. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Everything is level 3. As per Raytel's suggestion, we're not going to play it super risky. We're not going to play it as if it's a base game boss. We're going in as strong as we can get. Okay, technically we could be level 4, but you know what? As strong as we can get. What in the world?
Gargantuan beast of terrible implications, still yet to reach full maturation. Execute it at once, and we will be one step closer to putting a stop to their fiendish ambitions.
Okay. Troglodyte Gastrosaur. 60 protection, 440 health, 10 dodge for speed, can't be stunned. Relatively low blight resistance. Wow, wish I hadn't taken off. Wish I hadn't just taken off the frickin' plague grenade. And decently high bleed resistance, which is a little odd. So he's reverse? Because they are super resistant to blight, but a little bit weak to bleed. Weird. So yeah, he's like the reverse of regular troglodytes. Okay. Well. Let us do this, shall we? Okay. This is the setup phase.
Rotten to the core.
Amber Blight. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with a lot of that. XP8. It'll help.
Stick up.
Interesting. He's not actually doing anything. Are they gonna jump off at some point and then he's gonna be like enraged or something? I don't know why, but I get the sensation that's gonna be the case. We have the potential for a 36 and a crit on top of that. Let's go for that. 23 with a bleed. You know what? I'll take that too. That's fine.
All right. Here's that potion you wanted. It's infused with the amber, so I hope you know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing. A snake's neck is always exposed.
It's your blast. Alright, this is fine. This is good. This is fine. I'm not bothered by this, even remotely. Okay.
Stick up.
Ah! We keep our ages. Okay, the XBA is already gone. Wild temper. Here we go. Well, he did get thrown off. I wasn't wrong. Okay, yeah, he did get thrown off. Alright. Do we... You know what? Just keep going for the crits and stuff. No chance we stun. We can't hit him. So let's just try and get a tiny bit of damage off.
Call of the Cavaliers.
XP him again. Just get as much damage as we can. I would really love if we had the monkey right now. Whiplash strike, okay, he's starting to attack us himself. Yeah, we need to deal with that ad, but light lunge.
Oh.
Awash in my own sanguinity.
Oh.
Well, so be it. It is... Oh, it's armor piercing. Okay. Yeah, so I was right to keep using that. Wah! Add a little blight on there. 34 damage.
Exoblast.
You're probably about to get thrown off too, ain't you, bud?
Where faith goes, the blood must follow.
Let's heal ourselves, just in case it goes for like a major mass attack or something. Can't stun. Okay, would have just gone for the single target heal had I known you were gonna just say no. Whiplash strike. Ugh, it was a crit, but we blocked it. Oh, can't block the stun though. Okay, we get a little bit of healing. Let's get rid of the body. Actually, that might be a mistake, because maybe now he can jump off. Or rather, get thrown off. Wow! Dude, like reading a book. Predator's Feast. Wait, what? Okay. That sounds like an execute move. Yeah, that sounds like an execute move. You know what? We need to put our blocks back up. Colossus Crash. He did go for an AoE! Oh my god, dude! I'm so good at predictions! Okay, we're starting to get a little shuffled. Oh. Go for a redeem, because right now we're out of position. Okay, he's probably going to go for another light lunge. So, go for a group heal. Everybody's feeling just a little bit better. Impalement. Four to 8 base damage. Bleed target for 4/3. Ooh, okay. Whiplash strike. Now, is that all attacks? Oh my god! Well, let's start moving forward. Egg valuation. He's probably about to get eaten, this little guy. Kind of a, we had our chance to kill him. Oh my god! Oh, we're bled. She's dead. No, wait, no, we got healed! Expiate!
Rotten to the core.
Okay, we're back on death's door, but at least we're not dead. Whiplash strike. Ooh, yes, move her back. Move her back. Yes!
Ha ha! You are the instrument of your own demise, foul creature.
Ow, speaking of. Cure that. Get 2 Aegis back up. We have the potential to survive. Okay. Oh, I want to get an XP8 up really bad, but you know what? I also don't want to chance death. Oh,
This one greets pain with open arms.
Okay.
Oh my god! Wow!
Okay. Oh, now you're faster. Wonderful. Now you decide to be faster. Ugh. I think we... Oh, straight back onto Death's Door. Man, I would have just gone for the attack. Okay.
Nope!
Ugh. Minus 42%. I am shocked he is alive. He's at 39%. I want to get an XP8 down so bad. I really, 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 really want to get an XP8 down. That extra damage might be the freaking... Oh, it might be the game-winning choice here. But I also would rather not lose our flagellant yet.
The grave can wait.
Okay, that's fine. Now we can get our XP8 down. So we wouldn't have actually gained anything from XP8 right there. Predator's Feast. Okay. We are bled. Why are you suddenly so fast? Uh-oh. Okay, I thought he was gonna hurt himself. We gotta get rid of it. We can't chance it anymore. Okay. You lived? How did you live? Blocked. Any attack he does will get him killed.
Whose will is more righteous?
Is the flagellant actually gonna live despite having minus 50? What is his death blow resist? 32%? Is he gonna make it? Unreal. Go for the blind. Okay, we stunned him. Good, great. He's dead if he goes for an attack, which he did. Dead.
The worms will appreciate this feast, but we do not have time to stop them. The Troglodytes are vast, and small skirmishes will not stem the tide.
Visceral Gullet. 10% damage if below 80%, 3 speed if below 80%, an additional 10% and 3 if below 40%. Wow, that's a flagellant trinket and a half. Oh. Alright, get rid of the camp. How did our flagellant make it through that? How did he survive that one? That's insane. Okay. We're done here.
Great step closer to the innermost dwellings is a Trog sacrifice and breed one another to achieve the form of the twisted Messiah.
Only about 4k gold, so we... didn't get much. Severed Progeny. Blight resist, symptom and disease resist. Bonuses are doubled if any enemy is Troglodyte. Okay. Almost some level 4s. Unyielding. Necrophobe. Okay, that makes no sense with the Plague Doctor. Necrophobe again. Executioner. Worthless. And Fatigue. Oh my god. Wow, we got through it. It took quite a few tries, but we got through it. And now, I am going to gain permanent riposte. Yep, that's the one. Also, this is Lilith's trinket. We're not going to grab it, but, you know, it is there. Okay, so what are we going to do? Spend a little bit of amber. It's a little bit of stress relief. Make some more dust. Yeah. You can make dust. And then I want you to get rid of fatigue, and then we will deal with you tomorrow. Well, that wasn't that bad. Oh, what was that? Third time's a charm? I think that was our third try. Okay, and we don't have the boss ready, so that means we have been neglecting the caverns just a little bit. So, I guess I know what that means. Looks like we need to go back to farming. However, I am going to spare you guys the time and probably just do some farming off camera like I have been doing. But we finally did 1 out of 2 of the Troglodyte bosses. It took way too long because I was being super impatient and not, quote-quote, maxing ourselves out. Plus, it was a little bit of unluck, you know. But that's the whole channel. Unlucky. So, you know what? We finally did it. So, only 1 more boss to go, and we are up to 4 deaths. 2 of them are Vestals. That's upsetting. So let's see. We lost a level 1, a level 3, a level 2, and practically a level 3. So, you know. At least we haven't been dying nearly as much as the previous patch against the Wildlanders. That is by far the most deaths that we've had so far. And we might have more in this one, but alright, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. And in the next one, we should be ready to fight the second boss, but if not, hopefully we are relatively close at the least. As for what I'm gonna go for next, I really want the Commissionary and the Automat. However, I also really want the... where is it? The Surgeon's Office and the Medicinal Distillery. These are 2 that I really want. These are, like, by far going to be the 2 most important ones, I think. Not only for the buffs, but also the healing. Now, here's another thing. Is there a bank? Is there any sort of bank? No. Okay. If there was a bank, I'd go for the bank. But, yeah. Reflex Serum. Oh, whoa. This looks interesting. Maybe we'll try and work on the Adrenaline Manufactorium. So, that's a huge weight off our shoulders. Plus, we're doing pretty good in terms of levels. Like, look how many level 3s we have, and then basically all level 2s and a single level 1. So, yeah. All in all, I'd say this episode has gone pretty well. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. And in the next one, I think it's time we take on the second boss of the Troglodytes. But until then, bye.